parents have been divorced since he was a baby. I am also sitting here with Mars Saggs, who is a 19-year-old New Orleans, Louisiana native, and he is a college sophomore here at the Jacksonville State University. And he currently has a stepfather and a stepmother and a stepsister, and his parents have been divorced, according to him, since the age of 8. And we're discussing step families in America and the dynamics and the ins and outs, what step families are truly like, and how to take away some of the stigmas and some of the stereotypes that are associated with step families. I wanted to have the opportunity to share with you some statistics in regards to step families. I want you all to take a listen to some of these statistics really quick. Now, this is all according to the Step Family Association Incorporated. Take a listen to this. 1,300 new step families are forming every single day. And by the way, these statistics are from 2007. According to the Step Family Association Incorporated, over 50% of U.S. families are remarried or recoupled. The average marriage in America lasts only 7 years. Only 7 years. It's not a very long time. Another point was that 1 out of 2 marriages end in divorce. 75% of those divorces remarry, and 66% of those living together or remarried break up when children are involved. 80% remarry or recoupled partners with children both have careers. 50% of the 60 million children under the age of 13 are currently living with one biological parent and that parent's current partner. Now, according to the 1990 U.S. Census, they stated that there would be more step families than original families by the year 2000. There is no information confirming that at this time. The 2000 census did not mention step families. According to the Step Family Foundation's estimates, more than 50% of divorced fathers' children visit their children. These children do not legally reside with their fathers, so neither government nor academic research include these fathers and their children as step families per se. They are completely ignored and uncounted, thus boosting the numbers to well over 50% of U.S. families. 2 out of 3 marriages undertaking place under 30 years of age in divorce. 75% complain of not having access to resources as a step family. This is according to a recent Step Family Foundation survey of the year 2000 web questionnaires. They also say it is generally considered by researchers that couples today have a deficit of skills with which to make partnerships last. 80% of married women have careers, and women are less dependent on the support of the male partner. Over 80% of women who enter into step families are career women. These women do not have to endure the unexpected rigors of remarriage. Men who choose to end a marriage also know that career women cost less to divorce. A Boston University psychologist researcher reported that of the career women who had married men with children, over 75% said that if they had to do it again, they would not marry a man with children. 50% of all women, not just mothers, are likely to live in a step family relationship when we include living together families in our definition of the step family, states Professor of Sociology Larry L. Bumpus of the University of Wisconsin. So, what did you all think about some of those statistics that I read? Were they, as coming from people who are step families, coming from 2 individuals who are from step families? Was that surprising? Was it shocking? Or was it kind of just what you may have thought? Or was it, I've kind of seen a little bit of it.
I mean, it's sort of what I thought, as far as the wouldn't want to marry with people that already have children. Yeah. I could see that in like a brand new relationship, like being in your 20s, you know. But as far as, I guess, being a bit older,
Absolutely.
I mean, you really wouldn't mind, or at least I don't think they would mind.
Yeah, I completely agree. You know, if you're fairly young, 20s, you know, late 20s, getting married, neither side, male or female, would want to marry another who already had children. It's sort of, you want to sort of
have your own.
Yeah, you want to come into it fresh. You know, this is something that you two are making. You know, not someone coming in with, I don't mean to sound rude, but, you know, sort of extra baggage, I guess you could say. Not mean to sound rude at all, but,
absolutely.
You know, you wouldn't want to go straight in, you're young, you wouldn't want to go straight into a new relationship, a new serious relationship, and someone bringing in yeah, you don't want to go in as a parent. You don't want to start off as a parent already, you know.
Especially when you didn't have the opportunity of helping create that child. And that is the difference. You had the opportunity if you had the opportunity to help making that child, then the parental feeling is already there. It's inside of you. But if it's something that you have to grow and develop in, especially when you weren't prepared to be a parent anyway, then you're right, it does make it difficult. Let's talk about step siblings. You know, this adds a whole new a whole new chapter in this step family book. Tell me about your relationships with your step sisters. Both of you all have step sisters. No step brothers.
No step brothers.
No step brothers. Okay, both of you all have step sisters. How old are your step sisters?
Mine just turned 18, actually.
Okay, and what about you, Morris?
Actually, I think she just turned 8. Actually, she turns 19 in October.
Okay, so both of you all have stepsisters that are adults, that are young adults at that, around the same age as we are. Tell me about your relationships with your stepsisters. What are those like? What are those relationships like?
Currently, it's awesome, and I don't even think of her as a stepsister. If somebody asks who that is, I'll say my sister, but if they want, like, clarity, I'll say stepsister. You know, that's for their sake, not mine.
At what point would they ask for that clarity?
Well, it's like, who's that? Like, that's your sister. Who's that? That's my sister. Oh, you have 2 sisters?
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I have 2 sisters. Who's that? Is that your mom? Yeah, that's my mom. But at the same time, they're like, I thought she was your mom. It's like, that's my stepmom and that's my stepsister. It's for their sake, not mine. Mm-hmm. But when me and my stepsister first met, I mean, we didn't really like each other at all.
Why not?
We were just 2 different people. I mean, I was sort of emo kid, I guess you can say, and she's more of the talkative, you know, has friends, a ton of friends, and it's like, I have friends too, but I sort of kept them at bay back then. So we were just 2 completely different people, so we didn't click at all.
At what point did you kind of develop a relationship with your stepsister that said, okay, you're cool, I like you?
Really, I'm not sure how that came to be. We've just got really cool. I mean, when we first, like I said, when we first met each other, it's like, whatever. I see she's home, okay. But then as time progressed, it's like she would come in my room just to talk. Now we go in her room just to talk, and we would just eventually build a relationship from that.
Do you say I love you to her?
We've never actually had that happen. But I mean, I love my stepsister like she's my real sister.
What about you, Morris? Talk to me about your relationship, and tell our listening audience your relationship with your stepsister. What is it like? And at what point were you all able to build a loving bond or loving relationship with one another?
We sort of had, you know, the brother-sister relationship up until my senior year of high school. I met her when I was in the 5th grade. That's when we, you know, officially met and started actually living together. And then again, I was off and on still dealing with custody and all. And in the 11th grade, we lived together again, and we had a stronger sibling bond. She would, you know, come talk to me about stuff she was going through, whatever. And you know, she just like come to my room at random times, like, you know, what's up, sit down, talk for hours sometimes. And I guess our relationship weakened a lot as we got older, senior year, college. I'm sort of quiet, passive, docile guy, stay at home, do my dynamics, play my games, you know. And she was, you know, more of a party girl. She liked being out, talking to everyone, just being all into everything, and that, you know, it just really wasn't my crowd. So she was just doing her own thing, I was doing my own thing, and we sort of just got further apart. And our relationship currently, I don't even talk to her. I don't talk to her at all unless she calls me to ask something about my stepdad. She doesn't talk to me, I don't talk to her. She doesn't talk to my brother, he doesn't talk to her. It's just like I don't really consider her a sister anymore. I just consider her, she's my stepsister. That's basically it.
Is it safe to say that you all grew apart, or you were never really that close to begin with?
We grew apart because we were pretty close especially during high school. She could ask me for anything and I'd help out, and I could ask her for anything and help out. You know, we had that sibling bond, you know, like as if I even called her like my sister all the time, like, you know, that's my sister. People didn't even know she was my stepsister until someone actually asked. I'm like, oh yeah, she's actually my stepsister. But, you know, I always called her sister. We've never said, you know, she'd always say, you know, like, I love you and stuff, just like, and be like, yep, no, all right. You know, I didn't mean it like, in a bad way. I just sort of like, oh, all right, that's all right, cool. You
Okay.
know, dynamics, you know.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah. You know.
So have you ever said I love you to her? Have you ever said it first?
No.
Has she ever said it to you first?
Yes.
And have you ever responded? Have you ever responded by saying I love you too?
No, I feel that when she said it, she was saying it more playful, less emotional. Just like,
Love you.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that. You know, it was less. You know, that's why I sort of didn't say I love you back, because it's sort of, you know, more playful thing. Like she's just playing around.
What about? Does the fact that you have stepsisters, both you all have stepsisters, does that change the relationship with your step parents? In fact that now, let's just say if, for instance, you get along with the step parent but you don't get along with the step sibling, or you get along with the step sibling but you don't get along with the step parent, or your step sibling's parent, how does that work?
Well,
is it a situation where you have to try to figure out your own relationship with the step parent and then your own relationship with the step sibling, or do you try to fuse that relationship together?
no, don't fuse it. They're two different people.
Do not fuse it.
Do not fuse it. Because I mean, me and my stepmom, we were always cool. You know, we've never had a problem. But me and my stepsister, we weren't cool. I'm not gonna take that out on my stepmom. You know, they're two different people.
Yeah.
You agree with that, Mars?
Definitely. Even though me and my stepsister's relationship is terrible right now, I don't associate our relationship with me and my stepdad's relationship. The two, they don't belong together.
Your stepsister's father.
Yes.
Your stepsister's biological father.
Yes.
What about step parents who feel that the biological parent is paying too much to their own children and not the stepchild? For instance, if you have a situation where it's a stepmother and a biological father, the biological father has his own child, his own daughter, his own son, and so does the stepmother. Okay, the stepmother has their own child, but the stepfather pays more attention to the biological child, their biological son or daughter, rather than the wife's daughter, the stepmother's child, and they're all living in the same house together. Talk to me about that. Now, granted, that is their biological child. Yeah. The stepchild isn't their child. That's their wife's or their husband's child. So, has there ever been a conflict